A story of daily life lived 49% looking back and 51% looking forward. When I read that part of the synopsis for Sing Yesterday for Me, I knew that this anime would easily resonate with me the most out of all the spring 2020 releases. And ironically, this anime feels anything but spring-like. The color palette is beautifully dreary, the vibe is melancholic, and the main female lead, Shinako, even has a negative association with Japan's signature spring sakura. Yesterday O Utate, or Sing Yesterday for Me, is so far a slow burner centered around Rikuo, a recent university graduate who is stuck in a rut, working part-time at a convenience store after he decided to skip out on hunting for a serious job. And if you've seen my Gretzko video that talks about the job hunting season for graduates in Japan, well then you could easily understand why Rikuo would skip it. Rikuo's thoughts are stuck on the girl that got away, his old university classmate Shinako, who moved back to her hometown after they graduated. Much to his surprise though, she's back in town after finding a job in Tokyo, and it looks like this is his chance to finally go for it. But his confession is quickly met with rejection, and that rejection forces Rikuo to reflect on the time that he spent agonizing over Shinako since he chickened out on telling her his feelings at graduation. But little does he know, Shinako is still holding on to feelings she had for someone back home who passed away a few years back. And learning this, Rikuo decides to wait it out, hoping that Shinako's feelings will change somewhere down the line. But being friends is out of the question. And then, for good measure, we have Haru rounding out what is more of a love chain than a love triangle. Haru is the mysterious girl who is much younger than Rikuo, but does her best to shoot her shot despite knowing his feelings for Shinako after she herself quickly fell for him a few years prior. And this is a situation that feels all too real on a personal level, and one that I'm sure many others have dealt with as well. Now, I've been in Rikuo's position before, keeping myself emotionally closed off to someone who was willing to invest 100% in me while harboring feelings for someone else who herself was emotionally unavailable to me while still stringing me along. And as I watched these first two episodes play out, I couldn't help but reflect on my own past situation and wondered what was the driving force that causes us to play out these dramas in our real lives. And Sing Yesterday for Me actually comes with a couple one-liners that really stuck with me, both surprisingly coming from the youngest of the trio. First, in episode 1, Haru reveals when she and Rikuo first met, giving more context to her obsession with him. And in passing, she says that relationships are just illusions. It's like for a brief moment, she came to terms with a truth that had been lingering in the back of her mind. She had been holding on to the idea of something that didn't seem to have much potential of coming to fruition with Rikuo, and he'll soon be on the same path with Shinako. Then, in episode 2, while declaring war on Shinako, Haru says that love is just a trick of the mind, and that once it happens, it won't stop until you see a conclusion. And I wonder, is that really love then? Or is it our ego disguised as love trying to protect us from that inevitable pain? Haru sees it, and still she'll pursue Rikuo. Rikuo sees what he's up against, and still he'll pursue Shinako, who is holding on to the memory of the man that she once loved. This story can go so many ways, and in all possible scenarios, someone has to let go. And that's the hardest thing to do, because letting go is acceptance. Acceptance of defeat, acceptance of loss, accepting that you weren't good enough or you just weren't the one. And that hurts. Believe me, it hurts. In a story of daily life lived 49% looking back and 51% looking forward, letting go helps make looking forward that much easier. And even in saying that, I don't know if I'm the best person to deliver that message. Maybe I'm less than 49% looking back. Sometimes I feel like I'm more. I honestly don't know. All I know is I'll be watching this story unfold with cautious optimism, cheering everyone on, knowing that throughout the season, feelings are bound to get complicated and messy. Based on 2 episodes, I think Sing Yesterday to me has all the makings of a classic slice of life anime, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you feel like this is one of the more underappreciated anime of the season? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe, join the Patreon brohood if you feel so inclined, and I'll be back again soon. But until then, sayonara, suckers.